Great skills again by him. Oh, marvellous goal by Lewis.
Welcome to the Rangers Journey.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to your Sunday edition or Sunday post, the pre-match edition of the Rangers Journal podcast as we look ahead to Rangers taking on Hibs away in Edinburgh. To join me, I have Cammy and I've also got Graham here. Graham, how's you?
Good, thanks. Looking forward to a good afternoon football, hopefully. Need to get back on winning ways this afternoon for sure.
That's it. And Cammy, how you doing, mate?
Aye, good. As we said before we went live, just looking for a stress-free afternoon and then watch the English football later on. Was at the Gallant Pioneers last night, so a wee bit tired this morning, but just looking forward to Rangers, as Graham says, get back to winning ways. 3 points up the road and rest up before we play on Wednesday night.
This is it. I say it's a big game. Hearts did their part yesterday. We know what we need to do. We've got the earlier kickoff as well, which I think gives us the slight advantage. So ideally, as you say, we take it easy, go and do the business, and then even at half time before our team kicks off, that the pressure's already on, is the ideal scenario, I think, for every Rangers fan today. So we'll jump straight into it then. This is a lineup. He's going Butland, Sterling, which I was surprised at. Suter, Fernandez, Magoma, Raskin, Chukwue's in, Scott Wilson's in again, which you want to see the two new signings in there. Asgard given the nod as well, Gassama and Chermiti. Cammy, just initial thoughts on the lineup there?
Quite happy with it. Bench is looking quite strong. Some good options there. I think you can see Bajrami obviously back into the mix. Mikey Moore's performance has dropped off. Diamandi's probably quite unfortunate because I think he's been in good form. The headline one for me is Dujon Sterling. I genuinely didn't see that coming at all, just purely because he hasn't been involved, not been on the bench, not had any minutes. So he's obviously fit, he's obviously ready. I'm quite happy. Asgard, big day for him. He's had a few non-events of away performances, so I think it's important that he shows what he's got today. But we've not said it very often, Jock, but it's a Rangers team that I can fully get behind in the selection. There's nothing I would change really to and as I say, Diamandi's the only one, Chukwueze, but obviously he's the big signing. But yeah, quite happy. That should be more than enough if we turn up to win the game.
No, I think you're right. Graham, any standouts for yourself? Obviously, as Cammy says there, Sterling's coming in for Tav, which we know, as Roll highlighted earlier in the week there, that he is going to sort of manage Tav's minutes and manage Tav's games as the season sort of comes to the business end of the season there. Is that expected?
Yeah, I think very much at times he's absolutely brought Sterling in big games before. He benched Tav for the New Year Old Firm game, brought Sterling in. So you obviously trust Sterling quite a bit. Sterling's never really let us down. Good to see him fit and back available. I totally agree. I thought Diamandi's very unlucky to miss out. I actually thought he might go with quite a robust midfield with Raskin, Chukwueze and Diamandi in as the third, and maybe look to get Diamandi further forward, but he's went with Asgard. Asgard's chipped in with a good few goals, especially over the last few weeks, so maybe thinks that's a wee advantage to having Asgard in the team. But again, a very, very strong side. Expected the manager to go back to a back four for this game, which he's done. So I always think we look more dangerous when we're on the back four rather than the back three. So very much a team capable of winning this game of football, which is exactly what we need this afternoon. But I'm sure Sterling will come in and not look out of place and hit the ground running. Very solid option to have one there at right back as well.
No, it's like you say, it's reliability. He hasn't let us down in the past. Cammy, then looking at the bench is completely different to the bench in the European game, isn't it? There's so much more strength there, and as you say, if that starting 11 can't do the business, there's certainly people on the bench that can come on and contribute and see us over the line.
Definitely. I think we're almost getting back to a clean bill of health. Obviously, Connor Barron still missing. and Romans to come in. I think he'll probably be involved across the next week or so. But yeah, you just look at the bench and Graham speaks about Tav. Tav will still have a contribution between now and the end of the season. There's no any doubt about it. But I think the manager's managing him really, really well. Moore, Majowski, it's pleasing to see a strong 15 or 16 that you're not going to look at the bench and say, oh God, we've only got 2 recognised senior players. That's what we want, and that's before we bring in 1, maybe 2 before the close of the window tomorrow night. And that's what you want. You want people like Mikey Moore's dropped off a bit, so he's not starting. It's up to him when he grabs his opportunity, and that can only help us be strong, is to have 20 to 22 players. I think the manager said that he wants 20 to 22, all pushing, and that's what we will need to be successful today and for the rest of the season. So yeah, long may we stay injury free and get everybody as available as possible, Jock.
Graham, obviously with Olsen being in, Olsen will play on the right. Are you expecting Gassama then to be on that left side and try and take advantage of his best position? Because throughout the season, all his goals have come from when he's been playing on the left-hand side, and I think this is an ideal game for him, especially when he's got the quality like Olsen on the right-hand side.
Yeah, definitely. I think we see Gassama at his most effective when he's starting down that left-hand side and that ability to come on with his right. But I also think there's a good understanding built up on that left-hand side with Makoma as well, somebody else that he really likes to get forward to. So I appreciate we've probably got a bit of an imbalance before Skov Olsen has come in with where our wingers like to play. I think they all want to play down the left. That's probably not very helpful for us. But in terms of that squad balance as well, Skov Olsen comes in and improves, there's no doubt about it. He's got the quality. So, getting Gassama down where we know he's at his best will really help us. But we're also looking to get some good attacks down that right-hand side. So I think a lot of things does come down the left-hand side. So hopefully Skov Olsen can help with that bit of quality down the right-hand side and give us a wee bit of options so we're not kind of lining everything up down the left. So fingers crossed Skov Olsen comes in. He's had his game last weekend to try and get him settled, raring to go again. Hopefully we'll see him a notch or 2 above where he was last weekend. And then obviously Chermiti to lead the line, I think, will be really important to all those players. The way he certainly contributed during the week, one of the few positives. So good attacking team, looking for both Gassama and Skov Olsen to cause some problems for that Hibs backline.
Well, this is it. This is why obviously we brought somebody of the quality of Olsen in as to create chances and, as you say, cause issues and cause problems and a bit of chaos. Because our chance creation, I think, across the season has been pretty poor. Granted, it has got better as Danny Rose come in and sort of put his stamp on the team. But it's just something that we just have struggled with, and we've been relying on our set piece goals really throughout the season to get points and see games out. Cammy, do you think we'll see something similar again? Good use of the set pieces with Fernandez in there?
Without a doubt. It's me and Callum talk about it at the games. It's actually really refreshing in the last 2 or 3 months to when Rangers get a set piece, you're actually thinking something might come from it. For too often we've hit the front post. And obviously there are various routines and second phases that we're getting goals from and what have you. So it wouldn't surprise me if we scored from a set piece or a second phase set piece. I watched Leeds Arsenal yesterday, and we're very, I'm not comparing, we are very similar to Arsenal in some regards, the way that we get our goals. So yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if Big Fernandez pops up with another goal. I just want to see us be clinical and be better decision making. I was having a conversation with somebody earlier about the signing a centre forward. I still believe that Erling Haaland would struggle in this Rangers team because we don't supply the centre forward. We don't make the right decision, and that's Nico, that's Dio, that's Olsen, Ant-Man, Curtis, whoever it is. They all make the wrong choice. They all take the extra touch. I think the wide players will be massively important today. And I think Gassama, I said this on a pod at the end of the week, he plays on the left-hand side or he doesn't play at all for me. Doesn't he want to play on the right-hand side? Doesn't he look comfortable on the right-hand side at all? So he plays on the left. He's 2-2. I do think he'll score again today. And that's I'm giving my early prediction on that one. But yeah, I just think that it's just, as I always say, it's just about Rangers. And if we can be clinical, make good decisions, we'll get chances against this Hibs team. And I think I seen Andrew in the comments talking about a decent record against Hibs this season. And going to Easter Road across multiple managers, we've always done pretty well.
Yeah.
So it's not a game that I'm going into with any fear. I think if Rangers turn up and we have the right attitude from the first whistle, I think we win by a couple of goals.
That's it, and I think that helped us the last time we were there. Graham, was an early goal settled the nerves, and then Hibs just really couldn't get back into it. As Andrew was highlighting there, saying we've got a decent record against Hibs. Hopefully that continues. Our last 3 away games to Hibs, we've won 1-0, we've drew 3 each, and we've drew 2-2. The two draws were sort of kind of crazy games, weren't they? And just a couple of individual errors cost us. But we know we can go there and we can get goals because we've done it this season and the season past.
Yeah, very much so. And away from home, by and large we've done really well. We've turned up. We've done what has to be done to get 3 points on the board. That's certainly been the case through the month of January. We've made sure we've delivered. A couple of tricky away fixtures we had then, but we've come out and put the performance in and got the result. I expect today to go very similar. Need to apply ourselves the right way, take our chances that we do create. So a really important game for Chermiti. It'd be good to get him to get a goal and hopefully lift his confidence a little bit as well. He's not scored since the Old Firm, so a goal today for Chermiti would set us up well. But even just looking at that bench, there's Cornelius still to come back as well. And if we do have a few additions, we're going to have a really good squad when we get some of the other players fit. So a lot to be focused on, a lot to be confident about, but we just need to come in, put the performance in that we know we can do, and the result should take care of itself. That's
it. Speaking of additions, we do have a bumper live show for you guys tomorrow. I think we're live from, is it 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock onwards we're going. And it'll be right through until the end of the transfer window. So please stick us on and come and join us for that, because there'll be plenty of folk in with plenty to say, and we'll track the day as it goes on, because no doubt there'll be a couple of shocks left, right and centre around Scottish football as well as the Rangers. Ideally, hopefully we pull out a big surprise out the bag. Scotty, Cammy, Paul's asking a question here about Raskin. Do you think he needs a rest?
No, I don't think so. I totally get what he's saying. I think Thursday night, if Connor Barron had been available, I think if Joe Rothwell wasn't probably going to leave, I think Nico might have got a chance. But we play. Who do we play next week? Scottish Cup next Sunday. There's an opportunity. You could play Chukwani and Dio next weekend, and Nico can get that opportunity. So he has played a lot of football for club and country, but he's fit, and his performances have started to pick up in the last 2 or 3 games. So certainly this isn't the game that I would be giving Nico a rest as one of our most reliable players. Next Sunday will be the game, again, not being disrespectful to Queen's Park, still having PTSD about losing to them last year. So we won't take them. But I think you look at that bench, take care of the business today, take care of business on Wednesday, and then next Sunday you've got an opportunity to bring in Bajrami and guys like that, give Majowski a start, so on and so forth. So I think we'll need Nico in these big games between now and the end of the season, and today is the first of 15 league games we've got to go. So so firstly 15, and let's make it the first victory of 15, and he'll play a big part in that.
Graham, just take a look at the Hibs side here. I know that obviously your guy Bowie that we were linked with, he's away to Verona, so it's going to be a big loss for them up front. But another player we were also sort of heavily linked with in the summer, Josh Mulligan's out as well. He's been a big loss for them recently. You've seen it with the results that they've had over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, very much so. They've not been on a great run. They were quite heavily beaten to Falkirk and then put out the cup by Dunfermline before that. So, yeah, he's a player they definitely miss when he's not in. And obviously Bowie leaving is good figure for Hibs in terms of that value. It's a good benchmark for pricing for Scottish players in the Scottish League. I think they brought a few players in right enough as well. There's a boy on loan from Spurs, and they've signed a striker from the Irish League. So just got to be aware of these players that they've brought in as well. So definitely two big losses for them, with Mulligan out injured and Bowie away. But they're a team who seem to be able to find a player, and Martin Boyle seems to cause us problems every time he plays against as well. So again, we need to be really concentrating and focused today, because they'll still be up for this game. Absolutely up for it. I
wasn't sure if Martin Boyle was fit for the game. I did see online that he might be injured, which, as you say, would be ideal if he is, because he always just seems to cause us issues, and he always seems to nick a goal against us as well. Cammy, looking then to the result, what are you thinking? What's your predictions for the match? How do you see the game going?
I think it'll be very similar to the last time we played. I always say I want Rangers to score in the first 15-20 minutes. I think it settles us down. We score first, we'll win the game. I think we'll get a goal in each half. I think Gassama will score first half, and I think Fernandes will score second half. That's my detailed prediction. They will be up for it. Hibs are always up for it. Not too bothered about Bowie. He's flattered a wee bit against us. They've done really well to get the fee that they've done, and I'll watch his career with interest. Mulligan's another one, hasn't really played well against us, although he's had a good season. Martin Boyle's just one of these players that he's just got a habit of causing us problems and popping up with goals. So as much as he's probably on the downward part of his career after injuries, he's still a player that's dangerous. I think there's a lot of apathy amongst the Hibs support. I think it'll be interesting to see how many green seats there is in the stadium, because they've just been pumped off Falkirk. Results have been a bit inconsistent. I think David Gray, without saying he's on a sticky wicket, they play us, and they've got Hearts coming up in a couple of weeks' time. So I'm not concerned about Hibs, but they'll come out and they'll try to play. They're not going to play a low block, so we're going to have the opportunity. We can't have any excuses about having to play against a deep lying defence. There's no way. Hibs never ever defend against us. So that's my reasonably confident prediction for today.
Graham, yourself, how do you see the game going, and just a wee prediction of the result, please?
Yeah, I think we will have a tough game. They will absolutely be up for it. They'll be very physical. They've men behind the ball. I think we need to win this midfield battle and really control the game through there. If we do that, we turn up, I think we'll win 2-0. And I fancy Chermiti to get a goal. I feel he's due a goal. I'm hoping we're going to create a lot more chances today. It'll give them that opportunity. And Scott Olsen get a first goal for Rangers today as well.
Perfect. I do think we'll keep the clean sheet streak going within the league. I do think the back line's solid, settled. Suter coming back in is good. So I'm going to go 3-0 myself as well. I think
the one thing I will say, Jock, Thursday night was the first in a while where the defenders had their moments and given goals away. So hopefully, obviously it's slightly different personnel that's playing today, but hopefully that's the mistakes out their system and we get back to being solid and not giving up a lot of chances. Because if that sound structure has been a huge part of the success for Danny Rule. He's been able to players in out of possession. There's a good structure to it. We just need to be better and make. The manager said this himself. Just be more clinical and just make the right decision and play the pass at the right time and not taking the extra touch. That's the only thing for me.
Well, that's it, and I think that was part of the downfall midweek as well. It was just some poor decisions and trying things at the back that we could have got away with in the league against lesser opposition than they would do in Europe, and that's just the way the cookie crumbles, isn't it? You're up against a team that were spending £20 million on each per player per possession. It's money's no object to Porto, so yeah, you just take away what it is. I'm just
Suter's experience will help us today. Suter came back in the side from the start. That experienced head really helps that back line. So we have got an experienced back line, so that experience from Suter will really help us today.
Yep, you're spot on, Graham. That's and you seen that second half when they come on in Porto as well. Everything sort of settled down a bit, and we actually played some decent football. The game was just decision making in the final third cost us. Just didn't have the quality to try and work the Porto keeper. Folks, getting close to wrapping up time here. Scotty's quite rightly pointed out that we are 22 subscriptions away from 5k. So if you're watching and you aren't subscribed, please head over and see us over the line. Because if you don't, you'll hear nothing about it until tomorrow. Where Scotty will be on your case during the transfer show that we're doing, and that's 5 o'clock it starts. We are back again for the post match today at 4 o'clock as well to digest the result of the game. So please join us for that. Thanks everybody for joining, and thanks to Cammy and Graham for joining as well. And it's just up for me to say every night, so Rangers Journal night. See you after.
Every night is the Rangers Journal night.